Hi, and welcome to Module 7 of the Canvas overview of PBIS. And in this module, we are specifically going to talk about what PBIS looks like here in Marion County. And my name is Candace Scott. You met me at the beginning of this training. Again, I am the district contact for PBIS, and I'd like to introduce you to Dama Apsher.
Hi. As a consultant with Florida's PBIS project, Marion County is one of the 4 districts that I support in the state of Florida.
Awesome. And Dama is here today just to really help me share with you all an overview of PBIS, because PBIS is not new to us by any means. It's been around for quite some time. And Dama was really a big part of bringing that to our district. So I would love for her to share a history of what PBIS looked like time in Marion County. So if you look at your screen here, we have bullets of really what it looked like. So Dama, if you would like to go over the history.
Thanks, Candace. I had the opportunity to work in Marion County Public Schools from 2001 through 2019. So I love that I have some of the historical background with you all in the district. And I'm going to walk you through that timeline. In the 2006-2007 school year, we began as a district leadership team looking at the implementation of PBIS in what we kind of called a pre-implementation planning year to determine if we had school teams that would be interested in piloting PBIS and what that might look like and how we could support implementation at the district level. In July of 2007, our first cohort of 3 school teams went through training. I'll give a shout out to those pioneers of PBIS in Marion County. They were Fort McCoy Middle School, Lake Weir Middle School, and Oakcrest Elementary. And then during the 2007-2008 school year, those 3 schools piloted implementation. And we also worked out the way that we would support them as a district through district coaching. From 2008 through 2013, school teams continue to go through new initial training and retraining, and the teams that were initially trained had the opportunity to go through booster and refresher trainings to really ensure that school teams had the professional development and coaching support needed to implement with fidelity. And then in the 2014-2015 school year, Marion County met that district-wide implementation goal where all of our school teams were implementing PBIS school-wide across the district. There was a brief drift in implementation fidelity as some of the district level support and professional development was not focused on PBIS for a period of time. And as a result of that, Marion County felt it was important to give the opportunity to school teams to go through retraining and make sure that everyone starts off with quality implementation support and the framework really to go school-wide with PBIS. And so as of July of 2021, all school teams in Marion County have been retrained. And now I'm excited to say that PBIS is written into the district strategic plan. That's pretty awesome. And
Yes.
all of that in 15 years.
Thank you, Dama. And I also want to give Dama some kudos because she alone provided all of that training over the last school year in 2021 to all of our school teams. So we really appreciate all your effort and commitment to our district. So thanks for that.
Sure. Thank you. It was fun.
So as Dama said, we have now really developed a district strategic plan that focuses around 5 pillars, and where PBIS really fits into supporting our overall district goals is in the area of safe and positive learning and working environments. And a part of that goal specifically is to provide a physically and emotionally safe and supportive learning and working environment for all staff and students, as well as build the capacity of schools and leaders to implement strategies to provide safe, positive, and supportive learning conditions. So really reading between all the lines there, obviously we need to have physically safe campuses, but also have positive environments in which students and staff feel welcomed and feel as if they are going to be successful academically and behaviorally in order to improve overall goals, again, of the district. So it's a huge component of our district strategic plan, and one that we will continue to focus on really over at least the next 5 years. Obviously we've spent some time training around that tier 1 component and making sure all schools have that solid tier 1 foundation. But PBIS really does, as we've talked about in our previous modules, it not only focuses on tier 1, but also students that need tier 2 support and potentially tier 3 support. And that SEL, social emotional learning integration, is important as well. So all of these things work together to really meet that goal of providing those safe and positive learning environments. So I also want to talk a little bit about how the kind of chain of command works for PBIS. And obviously I have Dama here with us because she is the one of the project coaches. And I would love for her to share a little bit about how that the information and resources kind of funnel through her in the project.
Great. So as a project consultant, I'm able to provide the professional development. Like Candace mentioned, I can come in and provide training to school teams and work with your district leadership team on planning, the implementation planning, and ways to ensure that you've got quality district level coaching taking place to ensure fidelity at the school level. And the framework we use is as a technical assistant specialist with our Florida PBIS project, I provide coaching and resources and support to Candace and the other district contacts there in Marion County. And she's my go-to person for communication. And when we have new resources or training opportunities, we have regular meetings statewide where we invite the district contacts to join us for updates with things that we're doing in the project, things that are happening at the national level with our National Center on PBIS. That information, trickles down to the state level, and then I'm able to provide that technical assistance and coaching to Candace and the district team. And then Candace and her colleagues and the district level folks then provide coaching to the school level contacts. And then the idea is that the school level team has a school level, leader or coach or point of contact that serves as sort of the liaison between the school team, and the district or Candace. And that person really can kind of facilitate communication between the school and the district and attend, professional development opportunities and things like that. And so I will continue to provide resources and support to the district that funnels down through those school level contacts. And then the school level contacts and school team members are then essentially providing the resources and the professional development and coaching to the entire school staff. And when I say entire, I really mean everyone. All of the, instructional, non-instructional support folks at every level. It's great to have that culture where all adults are included as important, valuable implementers of PBIS, if you will. And also we think that it's important to provide resources to the district to then provide support and resources to the school contacts around involving important stakeholders such as families and students.
Awesome. And that reminds me to mention who our other district level contacts are here in Marion County. So other than myself, as Dama mentioned, as being a primary contact, we also have John McGowan, who's the Director of Mental Health and Wellness, Ms. Danielle Livingood, who's the Director of Curriculum Instruction and Digital Learning at the secondary level. And then we have our 2 student services coordinators, which is Rusty Corley and Wayne Livingston. So we are a little team of folks who hope to support that overall, again, strategic plan to make sure schools get the training and support they need to implement PBIS with fidelity. All right, so we talked a little bit about the lines of communication, and as Dama mentioned, all schools have an established point of contact. So right now, as part of my position and support, I am making sure to finalize. I know who all of those points of contact are so that I can reach out to them as needed in order to give them updates or keep them kind of on track in terms of doing their evaluations. We also hope to infuse PBIS in our monthly trainings through our student services department. And so what that looks like is basically at our student services managers and APD monthly trainings, we hope to just continually have conversations around a strong, solid tier one on their campuses and really troubleshoot some things that may be coming up at different campuses and allowing really that peer-to-peer support. I always say we learn best from each other. So I try to take advantage of having all of those folks in one room at one time so that they can learn great strategies and ways to overcome any barriers that come up on, again, their campus. So as I said, those points of contact are usually contacted by me via email, and I do plan to send out quarterly newsletters that will, again, just keep them on track and abreast of everything that's going on with the project. So we hope to just continue to, give them resources, help them implement with fidelity so that they can have a great year. One thing that is unique to Marion County that we put into place is this year at a glance document that really is to walk our points of contact through things that they should be considering or discussing throughout the year. This was actually a recommendation of a principal here in Marion County who knew that we had year at a glance documents for our curriculum for reading and math, and thought what a great way to really do the same for PBIS. And it's really, again, a map of where we should be, suggested things to talk about by each quarter. And of course, it also builds in some of the evaluation pieces that you've learned about in this module that schools are recommended to complete just to see how they're doing with implementation. It also has some hyperlinks there for resources on climate surveys, as well as agendas for their meetings, etc. So this is, again, something unique to Marion County that we put together in order to support our schools with staying on track throughout the year. As we know, other things come up. So we really wanted to map this out. And this will be something we review at every student services meeting as well, just to make sure people know where they should be. And you also learned about the RTIB database in this training, and Marion County has not adopted that as their system yet. But what I did want to share with you is that we do have data systems. Obviously, we use Skyward to house discipline data. And what we've done is work with some of our APDs and student services managers who really use discipline data every day and built our own system to compile discipline data and present it in a way that's easy to understand and answers or helps answer some of the questions that come up in our problem solving team meetings around discipline data. So this is just a little snippet of what it's called their pivot table, and the deans have all been trained on how to pull this and manipulate it. But you can see it answers, or maybe not answers, but maybe identifies some of the potential areas of concern on their campuses, and looking at students and how many discipline referrals they have as a whole, grade level distributions. We do disaggregate by race, and some other things are by location on here. Of course, you have your high flyers in both students and staff, but we really wanted to make a visual representation of how folks can look at their data to make some quick discoveries around where do we really need to spend our time problem solving, because we may have some disproportionality between grade levels or between race or between genders. And this is something that our deans and our student services managers, can run at any time. So this is, again, something just unique to Marion County that we have built in order to support problem solving at the school level. Okay, so you've been through the training, you've heard a lot of information. And again, as I said at the beginning of this training, you may not be someone who's currently on a PBIS team, but you might have just wanted some additional information about what PBIS is and how it should look on campuses. But now that you've gone through this training, you might be thinking, man, it'd be really cool to be on the team and hear the discussion. So I would encourage you to check out and find out who your point of contact is on campus. Again, as you've heard through this training, you don't necessarily have to be instructional to be on a team. In fact, it's recommended that we have a wide representation of stakeholders. So, if you have interest in serving on a school team, find out who that point of contact is. And again, typically it's a student services manager or APD, and see if there's some way that you can learn about when the team meets. Maybe you can join. And if you're not interested in being on a team, that's okay too. But maybe you just want to know what are our school-wide expectations at the school I work? How can I support and reinforce teaching those expectations? You may even say, hey, can I get some of those bear bucks so that when I see a kid doing or displaying appropriate behavior, I can help reinforce myself, even though I may not be on campus every single day. So those are just some things that you can do to help support the initiatives on your campuses. And then, of course, a lot of our schools have great like school-wide events to reinforce positive behavior. So you may say, hey, can I volunteer to help with field day? Or can I volunteer to help with any kind of large event that's going on campus, just to be another person to provide support and, all hands on deck, just to show that you really do believe in it and believe it works and want to help in any way you can. All right, so again, that concludes your overview of PBIS in Marion County, and we appreciate your time. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me as the district contact, and I'll be happy to support and answer any questions you may have.